The movie starts with Pong, a student, thinking about how things aren't fair among people. He notices that everyone at school is put into different groups. He talks about the sixth group, which is for people who aren't particularly good at anything special. Then he talks about the fifth group, where the bullies and troublemakers are. Next, he mentions the fourth group, which is for the smart, nerdy students. After that, he talks about the third group, which is for the athletes. The second group is for the popular kids who have lots of followers on Instagram. Lastly, he talks about the top group, led by the most popular student in school, Fame. Fame is really popular and does well in both schoolwork and sports. As Pong tells his story, he realizes that he's pretty much invisible at school, with no friends or recognition. After class, some bullies ask him to help them with their art for a football game. In the next part, we see Pong hanging out in the playground, looking at his crush, Ming. Suddenly, he kicks a football and it goes near Ming. She asks Pong about it, but he just looks at her quietly as he picks up the ball. Later that night, when Pong gets home, he draws what happened with Ming in his sketchbook. He's good at drawing and enjoys creating pictures where he's the hero. The next morning, Pong sleeps in but still manages to finish his homework on time. But in his hurry, he accidentally hands in his sketchbook instead. He realizes his mistake during the assembly and rushes back to the staff room. Unfortunately, another student has already taken the book before he can fix his error. In the classroom, Ming accidentally ends up with Hong's sketchbook, which contains drawings of their previous day's interaction, but exaggerated and in a disrespectful way. When the whole class sees the drawings, Ming gets really angry and throws the book at Pong when he enters the room. Feeling humiliated, Pong leaves the classroom and hides in the storeroom. Meanwhile, Pong gets a call from his classmate, Pira, who tells him that everyone is making fun of his drawings. Pira also tells Pong that Mai is the one who gave the book to Ming. Curious and frustrated, Pong goes to find Mai to ask her why she did it. He finds her in the washroom and asks her about it. Mai is surprised by Pong's sudden appearance and explains that she saw a drawing of herself in the book. Their conversation gets tense when Pong tries to stop Mai, but he gets shocked when he touches her hand. Confused, Mai quickly leaves, accidentally dropping a picture of Fame from her bag. That night, Pong thinks a lot about what happened with Mai, especially the electric shock he got. He starts imagining Mai as someone who can give electric shocks. The next day, inspired by his imagination, Pong makes copies of his drawing showing Mai with this supposed ability and puts them all around the school. When Mai sees these drawings, she's shocked to see herself depicted as someone who can electrocute people. Desperate to clear things up, Mai finds Pong and apologizes for giving Ming his drawing book. Pong, curious, asks to see the device that caused the electric shock. Mai gets upset at first, but is surprised when Pong shows her the photo of Fame she dropped earlier. This triggers strong emotions in her. Hong tries to look at her watch but gets another electric shock. Mai, startled, runs away, saying she wants to quit school. At home, Mai tells her parents about what happened, saying that another student knows about her condition. Then we see flashbacks from Mai's childhood, where a doctor diagnoses her with a rare illness. The doctor tells her parents that Mai's body produces electricity when her heart rate goes up, and she needs to release it to feel better. This causes problems like breaking household items. Since there's no cure, Mai's dad makes a watch-like device to monitor her heart rate. It beeps if her heart rate goes over 120 beats per minute. He tells her to stay away from others. In the present, Mai's dad uses her ability to charge batteries at home. The next day, Mai goes to school to get a form to transfer out. While saying goodbye to Fame during his basketball game, she sees Pong trying hard to get back and destroy his drawings from other students. Curious, Mai asks him why he's doing that, and Pong admits he's trying to stop her from leaving because of him. Meanwhile, a fire starts nearby, but nobody notices until it gets big. Mai quickly grabs a fire extinguisher to put out the flames, but her heart rate goes up, setting off the alarm on her watch. Pong wonders if she can discharge electric volts and thinks of her as a superhero, but Mai doesn't agree and leaves. Later, Mai is at the football field watching Fame play as the goalkeeper. A ball comes towards her, and Fame comes to get it. Mai gets nervous when he gets close, so she runs away. Fame follows her and invites her to join his team for a marathon, but she's surprised and refuses. From afar, Mai tells him to leave, leaving Fame confused by her sudden reaction. However, he still asks her to reconsider joining them on the field the next day. After a disagreement with Ming and her friends, Hong turns to Mai for comfort, asking for an electric shock to help him feel better. Mai agrees and gives him a shock that knocks him out. The scene changes to Mai's house, where Pong is having dinner with her family. While they're washing dishes, Pong asks Mei to help him talk to Ming. At the same time, Mei tells Pong about Fame inviting her to join his relay race team, which makes Pong happy. He encourages her, saying that Fame likes her more than other students. The next day, Pong convinces Mei to talk to Fame, who then helps her practice with the team on the field. To everyone's surprise, Mei runs faster than the others and earns a spot on the competition team. In the qualifying round, Fame's support helps Mei win, but she gets hurt in the process. When Fame tries to congratulate her, Mei's heart rate goes up, and she runs away again. Later, Mei is alone in the restroom when Pong comes in with tissues to help with her injuries. Seeing how caring Pong is, Mei hugs him. In the next scene, Fame asks Mei to practice running late at night, so she tells Pong about it. This makes Pong worried that Mei might accidentally shock Fame during their practice. Pong comes prepared with gloves that protect against electricity, a plastic rod for the relay, and other things to make their interaction safer. As they talk, they start feeling more comfortable around each other. On his way home, Pong struggles with the fact that he's getting closer to Mei, but he keeps reminding himself that he likes Ming. In the next scene, Mei gets ready for practice with Fame. While they're training, Mei's watch starts beeping, which catches Fame's attention. He suggests wearing her watch but accidentally breaks it during practice. He feels sorry and promises to get her a new one. Meanwhile, Pong sends his drawings to Mei, who looks at them before talking to Pong. She thinks the drawings are good but doesn't believe Pong when he says they were inspired by her. As it starts raining on the field, Fame and Mei go to the stadium for shelter. While they're talking, Fame asks Mei out to dinner if they win the relay race and asks if she's dating anyone. Mei gets excited and accidentally shocks him, so she runs away feeling guilty. Pong follows her home and finds her in her room, not wanting to talk to anyone. To cheer Mei up, Pong stays at her house and spends the night drawing. Through his artwork, he shows Mei that being different is okay, and that there are ways to deal with her condition. Pong draws scenarios where Fame helps Mei adjust to her unique situation, and eventually his drawings convince Mei to come out of isolation. The next day, Ming asks Mei for help and takes her to a secluded area in school, where they're confronted by a group of popular girls. Pong comes just in time and uses a fire extinguisher to scare them off, but he gets overpowered and captured by the girls. They start moving towards Mei with bad intentions when suddenly, Fang shows up and questions what the girls are doing, stepping in to help Mei. The girls admit to Pong that they were acting on Ming's instructions. Ming, feeling vulnerable, confesses that she wanted to get closer to Pong, but was upset seeing him become closer to Mei. After her confession, Ming leaves. Pong tells Fame that Mei wants to talk to him, and then goes after Ming to comfort her, reminding her of her kind nature. Pong's efforts to cheer up Ming surprise Mei. Meanwhile, Mei tells Fame about her unique condition, and suggests it would be better for him to keep his distance. Despite this, Fame wants to be with Mei, and suggests a relationship after they win the competition. Later, Mei tells Pong about Fame's proposal and asks about his conversation with Ming. Pong says Ming liked his drawings but didn't show any romantic interest in him. Although Pong is sad, he encourages Mei to focus on winning the upcoming competition, which is approaching quickly. Finally, the day of the competition arrives. In the stadium, all the students gather for the competition, but Pong stays in his room, feeling ignored by his classmates. Alone, he looks through his drawing book, thinking about his interactions with Mei and realizing he has feelings for her. He decides to go to the competition and tell Mei he loves her. During the relay race, Pong is next to Fame, but he tries to get Mei's attention and asks her to quit the race. However, Mei ignores him and wins for her team. After the race, Mei tells Fame she can't be his girlfriend. Fame and Betsy noticed something was wrong when Mei shocked him. While watching Pong during the race, he tells Mei to trust herself and follow her feelings. After the medal ceremony, there's a closing event where students make a chain by holding hands. In this moment, Mei holds Pong's hand to try to control her heart rate. But Pong ruins the moment by saying he wants them to be a couple, which causes Mei to accidentally shock everyone in the chain. In the end, Pong realizes they need to find a way to be together despite Mei's electrical condition. So the moral of the story is, when life gives you electric shocks, make sure you're wearing your rubber boots and not your heart on your sleeve. And always remember, love might be shocking, but it's worth the jolt.